bringing you live countdown 2022 live from Edgewood Place in Thika. A very good place, a very serene place. You just walk in and have a drink or your nyama choma or a bash for your kids. Now today on 3T TV we are having a very special guest. He will tell us who he is and maybe tell us what position he was to vie in, and we will proceed from there. And before we go there, remember to subscribe to 3T TV on YouTube. Now, Bwana Wainaina Wajango, karibu sana kwa 3T TV.
Asante.
Hii ndio TV ya nyumbani.
Yes. Indeed.
Thika, the voice of Thika.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
So, for benefit of time, and we want you to briefly tell us, for maybe the viewer who doesn't know who our guest is, who is Patrick Wainaina Wajango, and maybe tell us what you do, and for the benefit of that viewer who doesn't know Patrick Wainaina Wajango.
Yeah. Jemo, let me start by thanking you because basically this is what we call homegrown. 3T TV is homegrown. Yeah. And personally, I think I'm very, very proud. I have seen you grow, starting from what you call blogger.
That is true.
Yeah, writing a few articles, and I know you covered my activities quite a bit. And then to see you to grow to this kind of thing, I think I'm one very, very happy person. So, asante sana. And also, these are very good encouragement to the people who are trying to do something, who are trying their business. I think you're showing us a very good way that somebody can start very small and you can grow to something big. And I think this is the next big thing. 3T is the
Amen.
next big thing. Wainaina Wajango is a member of Parliament, Thika Town. And I never ever forget to thank the people of Thika for giving me this privilege. I came, should I say I came from the bush?
Tell us.
I came from the bush, and you gave me this prominence, and I'm able to see it in this kind of platform. So thank you so much, the people of Thika. So I never forget to thank God. I never forget to thank my family, and of course the people of Thika for getting this privilege. And yes, the last 4 years, let me say 4 years now, I've been a member of Parliament of Thika. I am happy. It is a job I like. I am passionate about it. I cannot regret even 1 minute of it.
Oh my. Now, in 2013,
Yes.
just as you have just said,
Yes.
in 2013,
Yes.
the residents of Thika
Yes.
gave you the mandate to be their next MP.
Yes.
And it's now 4 years down the line. Now, tell us, take us through the expectations when you assumed office as the member of Parliament.
Yes.
And maybe what you expected and what you found out when you assumed office, maybe just to give you the viewer a brief preview of Thika, where before you became the MP.
Let me put it this way, that basically even before I became the member of Parliament, my passion has been to really work with the community and where I can assist to the community. And I started this around 2006. That is when I started working with the community properly. Even before that, the passion to work with the people, the passion to get to be a community worker. It's not something that you just wake up in the morning and say, now I want to become a community worker. I think this is something that is right inside, in your spirit, in your heart. And so I have been doing this for the last, now maybe I should say 14 years now, because from 2006 to date, maybe this is my 15th year doing this. And I'm very, very happy that when the people of Thika elected me, I think they saw something big. I think, Jemo, you can remember, the fight was not easy. And I remember when we were kicked out in the nominations. Let me call them nominations.
In quotes.
In quotes. When they were kicked out. And the people of Thika just said, Jango, you must continue. You are our choice. So it does not matter what these other parties will say. You are our choice. And true enough, yes, I went in an independent ticket, and I got the seat of Member of Parliament. And let me say, you said about expectations and expectations. People have different things, different expectations, as you say. But you can always do as much as you can, as long as you're passionate about what you're doing, as long as you are ready to help people. For the 4 years I've been there, let me say, on the education, because it's also good to be careful. With the money, the government money that I receive, it's called NGCDF, and we are allowed to do schools, we are allowed to do police stations, we are allowed to do security, but I figured out that if the people of Vika will elect me, and then after the election, and then I start building cells and putting them inside. Yeah. It does not make sense. These are the people who woke up at 5 o'clock to come and elect me. So I don't want to put them into the cells. So I decided to put a lot of my energy in the schools. Because if you educate a person, if you economically empower a person, then it is very, very hard that this person is going to become a thief. So that you can put him inside the cell. So I decided to do the positive thing, do the schools. In our 56 schools in Vika, I'm very, very happy to report that we have done over 90%.
Over 90%.
Of the schools, and not just building a classroom or a toilet, and I've said this before. Our schools were in a very deplorable state. Personally, I used to call them Mogadishu. Mogadishu meaning, you can see the kind of, they were really, really bad. I think they were just stones over stones, where there was a door, there was a void, there were no windows, there were no roofs, they were all rusted. The schools that had no gates, they had no fence, they had no, they were just in a very deplorable state. But then it means the work was a lot. So basically the first thing was, first of all, to put gates, put a fence, so that not everybody is gonna go through those schools. And when everybody is able to pass through a school, you have got drugs people, you've got thieves, you've got any type of people corrupting our children. So first of all was to secure those schools. In fact, a lot of schools were being stolen by that. So basically, again, what we did is, first of all, secure the schools. Right now, I'm actually chasing for the title deeds of all the schools in Vika. And apart from that, you can imagine a kid during a rainy season, a winter season, going to a classroom and there has no doors, has no windows. That wind, that rain, I don't think that the kid is going to concentrate.
It's true.
So basically, again, it was very, very important to address the infrastructure. Today, in a lot of schools that we are talking about 48, in fact, 40 what? Because this week we are delivering 3 schools, this week. So now we are talking about almost 50 schools now, that now are complete from the gate to the fence, the nice windows, nice doors, well plastered, nice floors, good roofing, landscaping. I call them academies right now. So once you go to that school, it looks like an academy. And in fact, children are moving from private schools to government schools because of this change. The infrastructure, even the kind of performance now we have is really, really good. But I must tell the people of Vika that infrastructure is one thing, kids' performance is another thing. So right now, in my 1 year that is left, I've really set myself to improve the educational standard so that we can move from the performance that we have to a much better performance. And what we are doing is that I've engaged a company that is helping me to do continuous assessment tests for these kids so that they can be able to assess themselves against their friends, against the other schools, so that know how they are doing. If you don't assess these children, they'll never know where they are. Number 2, there's something called, incentive, both for teachers and for children. So if they perform well in the assessment exams that we are giving them, we are rewarding the teachers, the best teachers. So teachers, please listen to this one. Even if I give you a certificate, it's an incentive. If I got you a flask, it's an incentive. So we are giving incentives to the teachers who perform very well, and we are giving incentives to the children who perform well, including the most improved kids. This is how we want to make sure that we enhance the education system. I mean, at least in Vika. And if we do Vika, then we also want to replicate that in Kiambu. But Vika first, because that is where we owe to the people.
Oh my. That's great.
And that does not mean that we are not doing something on security. I think we have done a very, very good job. We have really enhanced a lot of police stations.
Yes.
Here at Thika, we have done a children rehab center. The children,
Where is that?
Yeah, here Thika main station.
Okay.
Thika main station.
Okay, the Thika police station.
Thika police station.
Okay.
We have done a very nice rehab center. When juvenile, before when juveniles have got issues with the law, they used to be mixed with the adults in the cells.
Yeah.
That was a very, very bad thing. So the first thing we did is first of all get a center. It is not actually a cell because juveniles, the main issue is to rehab them. It's not actually to punish them. In fact, even our cells, the way they are, it's only that we don't have good money. They should be rehabilitation centers, not really like a punishment area. So basically what we have done for the children is that we have done a very nice rehab so that if they come and they have got issues, so first of all they go in there. It's a place where they can play, they can have people to come in and counsel them. So basically I think that's a very, very big thing that we have done. Makongeni, we also have done very modern cells where people can live like people in a humane manner. The law says that you are not guilty until proven guilty.
That's true.
So if you are inside that cell, you are still our citizen. So you should be treated with dignity.
Yeah.
So basically, those are the small things we have been trying to do. We have done a lot of chiefs camps. If you go to a place called Goliba, I went there and I got a very old building. I think that was a colonial building. In fact, it was split into two. One large, a big crack.
Yeah.
So basically, again, we did a very nice modern chief building there. Right now, we have got senior chief in Thika town.
That is senior chief
Kamau.
Yes.
Yeah, his name is Kamau.
Yes.
So we are doing him a very nice modern center right inside town. Remember, the senior chief is in charge of three chiefs around town.
Yes.
He used to stay in UTI. I mean, and it's like, how does he have people when in the UTI?
That's true.
So, and I want to thank the DCC. He gave us an area where we can be able to build a nice, good house for the senior chief. Also, we did a house for the ACC in Makongeni. Remember, we got a new division in Makongeni?
Yeah, it's true.
So we got a new house there for ACC. I am happy. I am very happy with what I'm done. But that is my normal duty. Let me put it this way. That is my normal duty. So what is my abnormal duty?
Before you go that, before you go to...
Yeah, I didn't want to talk about the economic employment.
I just want to acknowledge that on Facebook I see Sam Kinyanjui, Newton Warukira, Cizia Frank, Saimoa Thitima Thika, you are on. Tuendelee kusubscribe, tuendelee kufuatilia this live session with Engineer Patrick Wainaina wa Jango, Thika Town MP, live on 3T TV and Thika Town Today 3T. Now, can you tell us maybe some of the achievements that you have been, you can say that since you assumed office in 2013?
Yes.
Yeah, and some of the challenges maybe that you have faced. And before we go to that one, can you also tell us if you rate yourself from the expectation that you had that time and up to now, out of 10, how much do you give yourself?
Oh my, Jevo, don't put me in this temptation. Never ever. I cannot rate myself. I will let people to rate myself, rate me out there. But I can tell you this. Yesterday, I was doing voter registration exercise awareness, and I woke up very early and started in Goliba, and I went this way, and then around 7 p.m. I was in Makongeni. But I can tell you that people really recognize when something good is done for them. So I could see the happiness in people. And we had a lot of one-on-one. So I can tell you that, all I can tell you is that Thika people are happy, but I'll leave it to them to rate me. Because if they want to give me a seat, then that's the only way I know that they respect what I have done for them. But also, it's also, I would also say, it's a good and nice challenge for anybody else who would want to take the mantle as Thika Town Member of Parliament, because we don't want to do a very good job and then we get a break, and then 5 years is a long time. So basically, I would say that because personally, I do not want to fight for Thika Member of Parliament again. I really want to tell my people of Thika, let us be very, very sober when you're taking the next leader, so that whatever progress that you have done so far can be taken to the next level.
Okay, that's on YouTube, yes. On YouTube, I can say Tom Kamau, not Tom Macau, James Kemotho, and MC Pius to Kongangari. Tuendelee, subscribe and start following us from there. Now, when just going back to the same question that we asked, now when people elected you as MP in 2013, there was so much expectations and your leadership. Do you feel that you have fulfilled those expectations, and if not, why not, and what can you say about that?
That's what I'm saying, that basically there are things, you know, as a member of parliament, there are those issues that you must do and are expected to do. I mean, the fact that I used government money to do schools,
yes,
I should not go singing about it. That is my job. That is why I get paid. I'm also paid for making sure that the police stations and the security is enhanced.
Yes.
So basically those are jobs that I'm, you know, I can go there shouting, oh, I did schools for you. After all, I'm using government money. So that is good.
A duty.
Yeah, that is a duty. But let me say, outside this, Thika is a town, and let me say even larger Kiambu, road network is very, very important. I'll let you know that Thika is one of the biggest contributor of revenue in Kiambu County. Kiambu is one of the biggest revenue contributor in the country. In fact, I think we have a GDP of almost 1T. And I think we are number 3 in the country. Yeah, so basically, if we do things right, then we can see the products very, very quickly. And what Thika people require, road network.
That's right.
That one I've really done my best. I've really tried. The national government has given us about 50 kilometers of tarmac. That is not a joke. I think the last time we got even a kilometer of tarmac in Thika.
You're talking of 50 kilometers of road.
Of road. Tarmac.
Okay,
road, black tarmac from national government.
Yes. So, for the benefit of the viewers, maybe you can elaborate on 50 kilometers so that the people can know what you're talking about here.
Good. Let me tell you where these kilometers are coming in. Of very significance is the bypass. We call them Del Monte, and we call it BAT Del Monte Thika Sports bypass, Umoja bypass. So that is a very significant road. That one takes traffic. Significant for the country, not for Thika. That one takes traffic from Eastern, yes, inter-county, from Kiambu and to Murang'a. But it's a bypass. Remember, we do not want to bypass. We want people to come. We want people to come. That's why it's a benefit to the country, not necessarily to Thika. However, it is okay because it is decongesting Thika. However, we have asked for a link road from the bus stand, the way you know where it is. The bus station. From the bus station, all the way through the river, back up to the Kimani school. So that link road is the one that will make us take full benefits of the bypass. So, and that is about 15 kilometers of road. We got a few more kilometers, about another 15 kilometers. Remember, we got the small link roads from Engine to corner 4. We got from BAT to corner 1. We got a road from corner 1 to corner 4. We got a road that goes through Adena. We got a road that is coming through, that is joining Kenyatta Highway from Nampak. It is a very, very nice bypass. I was there yesterday.
In fact, I saw those things.
Yeah, because now it's already tarmac now. So, and this one is coming from Nampak all the way to BAT. And it's going to go down a little so that you can go through Umoja Estate. Okay? Umoja Estate. However, I have got some bad news for the people of Thika, because as you know, we have got thugs and cartels who go and give themselves corridors, road corridors. So we have got a cartel around Umoja Estate. They go and take, in fact, they have gone convinced the registrar to give them that road corridor. They have divided that into plots, and they've gone to court, and they have put an injunction, so the contractor cannot go on. This, as we speak, even today, this is what I was working. Because now I've talked to the judge, I've challenged that judgment, because we cannot use 1.7 billion to do that bypass. just to have all the traffic blocked at BAT. Because when you bring all that traffic to BAT, what are we doing?
No change.
There's no change.
Yes.
So that traffic you have to escape it through Umoja Estate to Mid-Oil. So basically that is what I've been doing. But I didn't want to confirm to the people of Vika and the people who use this road that yes, don't worry, this must happen. Those thugs who are used to do this, your days are numbered. Your days are numbered, and for sure we are going to get that piece of road. So I'm working on it, and it must be tarmacked. It must be tarmacked. Already the money for that road is there, but now of course a government agency cannot go building where there is a case. There is a case. So we are doing those things. But apart from the tarmac road that we've been given, now on my personal initiative, Django Foundation, we have done a lot of other road. In fact, we have done almost 500 kilometers. You'll be so surprised. Almost 500 kilometers other road. Other road.
Now this one is
we do
this one is outside
the government
funding.
Funding.
That is
exactly.
Django Foundation.
That is Django Foundation.
Okay.
Yep. Because I noticed one thing. If we do the roads right, then we can open this economy like nobody's business.
That's true.
Yeah. So if you look at the people who are working in Thika, yeah, and the people who are working in Nairobi, they are sleeping here in Thika. Then can you imagine them coming with their own vehicle and then they cannot be able to reach their own houses? So they leave their vehicle in the shopping centers. It doesn't make sense. Or they carry gumboots when they are going to office in Nairobi. It doesn't make sense. We want people to be able to build homes in Thika, whether they are working in Nairobi, wherever they are working. We want to welcome them to Thika. We know when we have got many people in Thika, the economy of Thika is going up. Thika itself is an industrial city. If we do not give nice network of road, then we are wasting. All right? Yeah. But let me say, even having said that, we have one big project that we are asking from the government, and I know they are, the executive is watching this because this is a big TV.
Yeah.
I've applied for dual carriage from Thika flyover through Gatito, through Bidco, through Engine, all the way to Ananas to Kilimambogo. I have applied for that dual carriageway.
So you are talking about
Thika-Garissa
Highway.
Thika-Garissa Highway.
You want it. You have applied for a dual carriage
all the way to Kilimambogo.
For the benefit of maybe one of the viewers that you may not understand what is a dual, is whereby vehicles from one side can move from do not meet.
Exactly.
Just the way we do currently.
So, like Thika Superhighway.
Like the superhighway now, but this time it's narrower.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a good one because we have been having a very big problem with the Thika-Garissa road, especially at Gatito, Bidco, BAT there, because
for now,
once you join the road, it's very narrow.
It's very narrow.
Yes.
And you can imagine that the road that is feeding that Garissa road
is
the Thika Superhighway with 8 lanes, all of them feeding into one lane. I mean, it's not practical. Really, it's not practical. But also, let me say that Kenha had also indicated that we can have a short term before we get the allocation of money. Dual carriage is a bit expensive because it requires grading of vehicles. There are vehicles that go up, there are vehicles that go down. So basically, it's something that really needs to be done and done properly. So, and what you have agreed with them is that instead, before we get here, we can have a nice good roundabout at Gatito. We can have a nice good roundabout at BAT. No, not BAT.
Engine.
Bidco. You can have a good roundabout at Bidco, and we can have a good whatever at Engine. So with and BAT. So those are 4 roundabouts, and then we can have good service lanes on both sides. So we are thinking that remember we have a service lane from Engine going to Ananas. So we wanted to extend those service lanes upwards all the way to the towards Thika Superhighway. So, and we're thinking if we get that, it's a nice reprieve. Yeah, we can reprieve at least that problem. We can alleviate it a little bit before we get the allocation.
Now, before I forget, there is I can recognize the presence of Kelly Wekesa Kevin. We have Iraqi Says, we have Marvin Priest, and Kevin is asking, ile barabara ya Sakdeb, hebu tuambie Biafra, kuliendaje?
No, Sakdeb we did already. Sakdeb is done. Unless maybe you you give us the details.
Yeah.
Because SACDEP we did, and we are done with that.
Okay, that's
but if there's things that are not done in those roads, remember, we have got these guys called Interways.
Yes.
They got the whatever they are doing. They were given a contract that is covering Thika roads.
Yes.
Thika town roads, the CBD roads.
Yeah.
And they are the guys who are also doing the Mogoga road, the Katwenyaga road.
Okay.
Yeah, which is also a very nice, good
In fact,
road.
you should also talk about that Mogoga road, that one.
That one, it's by the way, that is the first kilometer of road in 1,000 years.
Oh my.
In Thika East. There is no other tarmac in Thika East. That's the first one in 1,000 years.
Can you tell us the progress of that road?
Yeah. Today there was tarmac. The first black tarmac was poured today in Katwenyaga Road.
Yes.
And I also want to thank Katwenyaga people because of their resilience and patience. It is not easy not to have tarmac, when tarmac is everywhere else. But that is a 24-kilometer road. And that 24-kilometer road is going to change the economy. Not the economy of Thika East, the economy of Thika as we know it. Because that is a new settlement. And I usually tell the people of Thika, if you really want to have a property now, rush there. That's the place to be. Because if you look at Thika, basically I don't think there are places where people can settle. Now, Thika East is a place where people now can go. It's very, very close to town. Now, the communication is very easy. It's only 20 minutes from Thika East to Thika town. So basically, those are areas now to settle. We are working on a road that will be now moving from Thika East through Como, through Juja Farm, all the way to Kalimoni, and the other
to the other bypass.
The other branch. Sorry. We go to Roiro, and you come through the Rainbow Resort. So basically, again, if you're in Thika East and you want to go to Nairobi, you don't have to come back to Thika. So you can just use those bypasses, and then you go to Spyway, and then you are on.
Oh my! I can see John Mwangi Githambokura, something, or Augustine Jenge, Felix Githenji, tunawaona huko YouTube. Tuendelee. So now it's now 2 years. No, I think we are approaching to the next general election. That is in August next year.
Yes.
And maybe you can tell us now. That was a preview of what you have done in Thika. Now, what are your plans for maybe next year? Are you still in Thika town MP, or kuna kafununu tunasikia hapo? Maybe the viewer may want to hear it from you. Uko Thika ama tugoje kwingine?
Let me say, let me be a politician here for once. Watu wangu wameniambia. And I've gotten the blessings of the people of Thika that yes, I can be able now to fight for a bigger seat. And they said mtoto akimaliza standard 8 huwezi kurudia mara 10. Kama amepita wacha ingie form 1.
Na kuna labda let me cut you short.
Yes.
There are those who feel that maybe we needed you for another one term. Maybe some people may say that umekimbia. There are others who are saying don't you think it's so big for you, or considering that you just joined politics in 2013?
That's right.
Now, sasa 2017, no, 2017. Yes. Now 2022, you are governor. Don't you think it's so big for you? Maybe you can clarify that one to the viewer.
That's true. But let me put it this way: there's nothing too big for anyone, and nothing too big for the Lord.
It's true.
Yep. So basically, as long as you know yourself, you believe in yourself, and you believe in your capabilities, sky is the limit. Do not go with people who never pass exams. There are people who sit in a class and they do exams forever. So if you become in that category, then you'll be there. Do not repeat an exam for the sake of it. So I know I can be able to handle Kiambu County, and I think Thika has been having so many members of parliament. And I think when I rate myself and I see what we have done in Thika, I think we have done much more than all the 4 MPs who have been in Thika combined. So if we can be able to do that, I think we can do much more in Kiambu. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking at the funding. Let me just start with this because I think it's important for for people to understand.
Yes, okay.
The funding, what we get as a member of parliament, you get 100 million shillings.
Yes, 100 million.
Yeah, on average. Sometimes you get 100 and something, sometimes you get 90 something, but on average you get about 100 million. Of that 100 million, 16 goes to VAT directly. That's 16 million. That's about 14%.
So 14%. The government charging itself?
Government charges all the time.
Okay.
So 60 million is out from 16 million, and then you get another 6 billion, what we call a corporate tax. So 6 million goes, and then you get another 25 million. That one by law, it has to go to education. So that is what we give you as bursary. So 25 million is gone. Again, the people who go and supervise the classrooms, those are the people inside, within the locality.
Yes.
Again, those people also get another 5%, that's another 5 million. So in a year, what goes to development directly is about 50 million. If we can be able, with the 50 million, if we can be able to do...
what Vicarians expect as development is 50 million out of the 100?
Per year.
Oh.
Now, in the 3.5 something years, because the COVID year, it was very difficult.
Yes.
So I can say we got about 170 million. That's what I've been able to use. And if we have been able to complete almost 50 schools using 170 million to the level that those schools are in, it means government money can do a lot more. Now, let us come to, let me bring you now to the mathematics of the county. County, the money just that comes from the exchequer. Exchequer meaning, what is the money that is released from the National Assembly and the Senate, from the national government? Kiambu gets between 10 billion and 13 billion. Kiambu in 1 year, it gets about 4 billion from Central Bank. Kiambu gets another 4 billion from all other funders. So basically we are talking about 18 billion, give and take. All right? So if you look at 18 billion and you have got about 12 sub-counties, you're talking about 1.5 billion per sub-county. 1.5 billion per sub-county.
For the viewer to understand this,
yes.
We are talking of 1.5 billion per sub-county.
Yes.
And a sub-county is what we refer to
a constituency. Very good.
And remember, he's telling us that we have 100 million for the constituency, which is being converted to only 50 million for development.
Yes.
Now we are talking of
1.5 B. All right. So assume even 50% of that goes to salaries and other OPEX. OPEX.
So we have 750.
Yes. Yeah, operational expenses.
Yes.
So if we get like 50% that goes to OPEX, that the OPEX is salaries, stationery, whatever, all those things. All right. So basically, again, you have got almost about 750 million for development.
750 million. Let me do those calculations right.
Yes.
We are into devolution for the last almost 9 years.
Yes.
750
multiply by
those
9 years.
9 years.
That's about 7 billion.
Do you see them?
That's a good question. that is per sub-county.
Yes.
It's not per...
That is what I'm trying to say. Do you see it in Thika?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
All right? And now what I'm saying is, my 50 million to 750 million is almost 15 times.
That is true.
All right? So, let me ask the people of Vika, do you still want to stick with 50 million per year, or would you want to graduate to 750 million?
I think we go for the big one.
Excellent. So if you tell me to stick here as a MP, we stick with your 50 million. If you tell me to go up and you support me to go up, then you're talking about 15 times more. And we can do much more for Thika, and not just Thika. You do much for Thika, you do for Gatodo North, for Gatodo South, for Rari, for what.
The 12 sub-counties.
Exactly.
Yes.
And this is going to be a feasible development. And I'll tell you what, Jimon.
Yes.
You know what I've been doing in Thika? We don't need the 50 million. We want to do a classroom.
Yes.
A classroom costs about 800,000 Kenya shillings to do. You pay it, when we come to pay in that class, we pay about 1.15. So there's around 350,000 on top. So that one caters for the tax, it caters for the profit, it caters for all those other things, right? So that means even if you pay the tax, you still have got about 250 per classroom. Now, if I go to JMO who has got money, and
Yes.
basically that is what should happen. If I go, because I don't want to give a classroom for a guy to a guy who has no money. Otherwise, how does he construct the class? JMO has got money.
Yeah.
So I go to JMO, I tell him I give you this one classroom, so do it. So you do it with the 800, and I pay you 1.15. So you pocket the 350. So basically, how many people there have I changed their lives? One guy called JMO.
Just one.
Probably with his family, that's
Yeah.
okay. However, I sometimes they say that money goes to people who have money
Who have
goes to
the
money.
money.
Or money goes to money, right? So people say that, but there is a better way of doing it. So basically, instead of going to and enriching one guy, I just devised the plan where I can get 20 young men together, 20 young women together, 20 mothers together, 20 old men together, and I say, you do that classroom.